Boundless Immigration News, Weekend Review, March 11th, 2022. Increase in Russian and Ukrainian asylum seekers at the U.S. southern border. According to a recent report in Bloomberg, as tensions mounted prior to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, a growing number of Russians and Ukrainians traveled to Mexico, buying old cars and driving them across the border into the United States to claim asylum. Between October last year and January of this year, CBP reported interactions with 6,400 Russians. For context, around 4,100 Russians were apprehended at the border in all of 2021. CBP also reported an increase from 680 Ukrainians at the southern border in 2021 to 1,000 between October and January. Foreign student enrollment plummets in the U.S. As the number of international students plummeted in the U.S., enrollment in Canadian universities went up. A new report this week in Forbes showed that graduate students in science and engineering were choosing Canada over the U.S. because it's much easier to gain permanent residence there and also easier to get a work permit. Enrollment for foreign students in the U.S. universities was down nearly 23% between 2019 and 2021, and though some of that can be blamed on the pandemic, the trend started in the early 2000s in the aftermath of 9/11. With visa processing times at an all-time high and comprehensive immigration reform at a standstill, Boundless predicts this trend will continue. Families remain separated 5 years after Trump's Muslim ban. 5 years after President Donald Trump signed the Muslim ban, tens of thousands of people are still separated from loved ones. In January 2017, 1 week after taking office, President Trump signed his first version of the Muslim ban, an executive order that prohibited citizens of 7 Muslim-majority countries from entering the United States, as well as temporarily banning refugees from entering the U.S. and indefinitely banning Syrian refugees. President Joe Biden reversed the ban on his first day in office, yet 5 years after the highly criticized policy went into effect, tens of thousands of people remain separated. Caught in visa backlogs exacerbated by embassy and consulate closures beginning during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Department of State has a backlog of around 500,000 cases, and many consulates are still closed or running on skeleton staff, meaning the backlog continues to grow. Millions of immigrants stuck in work permit limbo. Over 1 million immigrants are stuck waiting for U.S. work permits, according to a report in Bloomberg this week. Processing times spiked during the COVID-19 pandemic, and the government is still grappling with the backlog, on top of what critics deem years of dysfunction. Despite President Biden's promises to improve the immigration system, processing times have continued to go up, and the estimated wait time for work permits is now between 8 and 12 months. Though Biden has made some improvements in processing certain work permits, and USCIS acknowledges that the delays are having issues on immigrants and the U.S. workforce, there's a lot of work to be done to remedy this ballooning backlog. Senate passes $182 billion spending bill. Thursday night, Congress sent a $182 billion government funding bill to President Biden. The bill, seen as a bipartisan compromise, boosts funding for DHS slightly, while also adding limitations on the agencies that manage U.S. immigration policies. It also maintains $2 billion in funding for the border wall, signaling a victory for Republicans, despite President Biden's refusal to build the wall. The bill also includes funding to address pandemic-related backlogs and ensures lawmakers can access detention facilities. Those are this week's top immigration headlines. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Boundless for the latest in immigration news. Thanks for watching.